Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Iron Sheik 84, and the windows are a little moved up. So right here is Lee Brown, and then right here is Slim Numbers.
Hey, everybody.
You almost got
Good
the.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing?
Oh, I'm good. It's a very snowy day in Colorado right now. They didn't shut down schools, but they talked a lot about it. And when I look out my window right here, I just see snow on snow on snow. So I don't know how you guys are doing, but that's how I'm doing.
It's 45 in Texas right now. It was 38 when I woke up this morning.
Oh,
No
so they shut
snow.
everything down?
No. It didn't ice over, so we were good.
I lived in El Paso, Texas in the early 90s, and it snowed to where there was like barely a frosting on the ground, and they treated it like it was the apocalypse. It was the best thing ever as a kid. Like everything was shut down. We got stuck in a store because they were closing it down like as we were in it, and we were trying to pay to get out. It was wild, just wild stuff. But yeah, Slim, how you doing?
I don't have snow and it's cold and I'm mad about it. If it's going to be cold, I want snow on the ground. I'm a very simple man.
You're a very
Cold,
simple man,
no.
right?
Cold, no snow, bad.
That's awesome. Oh, well,
I genuinely think that I could live in like Buffalo. Give me 10 feet of snow. That's cool. I'm all right with 10 feet of snow. I'll figure it out. That sounds fun.
that's
Well,
awesome.
I'll tell you right now. So look, given the choice of if I had to deal with the Texas summers or the northern winters that y'all that well, I mean, I know you're not exactly in the north, but I'm just saying I will
Yeah.
take the 100-degree summers over like the -10 winters that y'all have. At least I can be out and about and do stuff in the summertime, even if I'm sweating like crazy. In the cold, I don't think I'd be very happy.
I don't mind the cold. I actually, my philosophy is you can always put more clothes on than you can take off. So I spent a summer in Lake Charles, Louisiana, when it was like 110 degrees and like 90% humidity. Nuh-uh, I'm not doing that again. Like that was, oof, oof, oof. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
It's
yeah,
never the
I
heat, it's
wouldn't want to
always
live
the
in
humidity.
Houston, but Dallas, I'm fine with.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, my time in Dallas, it snowed like once, and it was like a big ice storm, and then it was done. So, yeah, yeah, that's good. Well, let's do a Black Friday check. The question at hand is, did you spend, and if so, did you get Blackman?
Okay. So I had one of my infamous gift cards. I did my one of my very few megas a year,
Okay.
and I got nothing. Nothing at
Ah.
all.
Oh,
I don't. I put up my video. I think I got I took Brock up to 6-star bronze for for that for the rewind tour, and
Right.
then I got a 6-star silver fuse for him. So
Oh, did I lose you
I can
guys?
get anything else.
Gotcha. Gotcha. You froze. I don't know if it was on everybody's end, but you froze for a minute on mine. You said you took him up 6 silver, and then it was like,
Oh yeah. Oh, no. I just purposely did that. I was building suspense. Come on, man. You gotta know how to enthrall the audience here. Keep them on their toes. Make them want more. That's how you get ahead in the streaming business, sir.
right? Oh, so you got Brock 6 silver. Slim, did you? If you're willing to say, you don't have to out yourself, but if you're willing to say, did you spend? Did you get Blackman?
I made some attempts. I
Okay.
made some attempts. I got WCW Austin. That was
Oh,
pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah, he's
I
good.
got Howdy. Howdy is pretty cool.
Very good.
I got Ilya. Ilya
Ooh,
is pretty cool. I got Hall of Fame Ron Simmons.
he's pretty
That's
good.
pretty cool. I ended up with Hall of Fame Vader and 93 Long Beach Snoop Dogg. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Um, I didn't get Blackman.
Yeah. Well.
I didn't get Blackman.
But
and I'm
that's quite the
really
haul. You know, if you and Sheik are on a battle field there, your haul versus Sheik's haul was an easy win right there.
Yeah.
yeah. I ended up getting one of my unicorn trainers. Right. I currently have well, before Black Friday, I had two unicorn cards in the entire game. Leo, which I will continue to hold out hope
Right.
for until they tell me there's no more hope, and Howdy.
Right.
So now I've got Howdy. So I'm down to one, but they added another one because I have to have Blackman. I will figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna get to talking about the impact of Blackman on the game, but yeah,
Mhm.
you know, you guys saw my polls videos. I went to the well a few times. I saved back so that way I could kind of make a bigger splash around Black Friday, which I usually, you know, do. And the last, I think we counted four in a row. I got the character Black Friday slash that, you know, Aussie werewolf. But I nilled this one. Did not get Blackman. I even went back to the well on a couple $20 polls because they introduced like the ones with shards and people who like one of them was like, oh, we did it during the polls reaction video, but one of the guys on there messaged me is like, hey, I watched your first polls video, the mega that I did, and it inspired me to do one. And then he, you know, of course gets Blackman, and then I did the flagship offer and a couple 20. So like it was like most of my monthly spend plus some that I normally do, and I did not. I did get my 25 shards of axe that I needed, which is great. I'm happy to have axe, but I would have gotten those one way or another in the next month. I mean, it's 25 shards. And then
Yeah.
I got oh, what else did I get? Crap! Now my brain is fried. Oh, Dom, yeah, Dom. Which I would have gotten anyway, but I like had a heartbeat moment where it was like, oh, I got Blackman. I got Blackman. The poster's pulling back, and then it was Dom, and I felt like invoking my inner Iron Sheik for just a moment and yelling at Dominic Mysterio with all the love in my body, but you know, didn't happen. So that's it. Is what it is.
I so uh, I know it's not specifically tied to Black Friday, but of course, like in the weekend realm of things, I think it was either 7 or 9 shards away from recruiting Dork Jr.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, like I through some way, shape, or form, I was hoping there was something there just so I could do the weekly tour just to get the extra resources, but it didn't happen. I did get a Monday.
Okay.
Um, But I will say, as bad as my polls were, um, this didn't happen this past weekend, but like a week ago, I did finally get Showboat Gunter.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'm sure we'll talk about the Thanksgiving event this week.
Yeah.
I finally got him. I finally got the gobbledygooker. Yeah,
Yes.
I got him and then some. So,
Yeah.
so I did get that, and then on the prize wall over the weekend, through the events, through this and that, I did finally get Coco Beware as well. Now I don't have the Frankie plate. I know he has the alternate setup,
Right.
but yeah, I finally got Coco, and then yeah. So I mean, like this month's been pretty good to me. I'd only needed like 100. I think even less than 100 charts for Umaga. So since he was on the like the regular prize wall, I have Umaga. I got Showboat Vader as well. So I mean,
Nice.
it's even though my polls were even though my polls were trash, it's been a very good month for me. I've recruited like 6 or 7 people.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, we can talk. Let's talk about how we felt about the deals, and then I want to talk Blackman and whether or not we're now in a midstream meta. So,
Yeah.
yeah, deals Thursday, the Brown Thursday Thanksgiving event with the Gooker. I did get, I had plenty of hope that I was going to get him, and I finally did. Plus, I got some gear for him. That was nice. Faction event, so I really didn't spend. I think I spent $20 to get one offer to help something out. But either way, really didn't spend much on that one, and ended up walking away with him plus some stuff. And then the Black Friday deals. I always forget, like in my mind, I built up the Black Friday deals like, oh, all the Tekken stuff's going to be back in there, and Seth Rollins is going to be back in there because I haven't gotten him, and maybe they'll even put some of the zombies in there just to sweeten the pot. And it was legitimately just Blackman, which was fine. It was fine. But I do forget how the Black Friday deals are really not. They're not, like a celebration of all the things that I think they would have been. And then surprisingly, absolutely no Cyber Monday offers. I'm not sure if that was a glitch on Scopely's part or they forgot or what, but like I was very surprised there was not a single Cyber Monday deal in the game. Almost nothing to do in the game aside from all the reset stuff, which was crazy. So your guys' thoughts on that, Sheik? Yeah, talk to me about the Thursday event, Slim, whatever you got, and then we'll talk some Blackman meta.
Well, so I did same thing. Our faction maxed. I had all the CSS and whatnot. So yeah, I ended up going for both gears for the Gooker
Nice.
and forget what else. I forgot what else I got. Maybe just resources or something. Sometime maybe I'll remember to get a notebook and like actually start writing this down so I remember exactly what I got.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, the event was fine. Like I said, just it was good. I didn't. I think I had like a gift card that I had gotten. It's like, so I think I may have done like $120 deal just for the heck of it. To help the faction out.
Right.
But that was fine. And then yeah, I was gonna bring up the no Cyber Monday deals. Actually, I was surprised that so many people were like, "Why aren't there any Cyber Monday deals?" I was kind of like, the amount of people who said that, like, it's like most people are like, "Oh, we don't want to do pulls," and then that I was kind of shocked by it.
Yeah, yeah, I was one of them. I fully expected them to go in on it. To this moment, I have no inside information. I really think it was a glitch and there were some deals that they were supposed to do and they didn't show up or something. Like, I can't imagine Scopely missing an opportunity to get people to spend more money. I don't know. Slim, like, what do you think about all that?
So I might be the bad person to ask here because
Oh,
I don't remember there ever being a Cyber Monday deal.
really? Oh yeah, there totally was
Yeah,
before.
but I don't pay attention to that side of the game as much as others. I think
Yeah.
my view on that is always very just extremely high level. Like, oh, cool. If I wanted to open the wallet, here I go. Here's some stuff in the store that I can open the wallet for. I never really track it or trace it or analyze, break it down or anything. I'm just like, oh, okay, here's deals. Which one looks good?
Right.
I've already committed myself to the cause, so I'm going to do it one way or the other. Like I'm in, and then I make a decision. So I never really sit and analyze that side of the game. So I don't even remember a Cyber Monday deal ever being in game. I'm sure there was. I just
Yeah.
didn't pay any attention to it.
I'm pretty
So
sure there
the
have
fact,
been. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and it makes sense that there should be. Like it is, the whole commercialization of Thanksgiving has gotten huge now, right? So like Black Friday sales start on Thanksgiving, then there's Black Friday, then there's Small Business Saturday,
Right.
then there's Cyber Monday and MLM Monday, and
Giving Tuesday.
surprised we don't Giving Tuesday. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised we don't have anything for that Sunday, like spend your 401k Sunday or something. Like
Right.
so I don't know, man. It would make sense that they would have. Um, yeah, it would make sense that they would. And I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it is kind of strange that it's not there. Um, but it didn't really like take me too far back, other than just like, huh, weird. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I will say this: Cyber Monday and Black Friday have gotten progressively worse over the years, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about in the game. I'm talking about in real
Oh,
life.
right.
So the fact that they didn't have one, I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm fine with that.
Right. Well, we did our Thanksgiving as a family in Wyoming on Friday, and there was a number of people who asked, which is funny because we're on Friday night, right? They're like, "Did you go Black Friday shopping?" And the answer across the board was no, no, no. And about five of us responded, just looked on my phone for anything and then grabbed what I wanted if there was anything. But it's not like we used to stand in line. I was talking to one of my family members, like my wife's cousin, which is actually my daughter's biological mother. When she was younger, Black Friday was a deal, obviously, and we stood in line at Target I think 3 different years in a row to get the special deal on the Vampire Diaries DVDs for her. Like that was, obviously we had other things to shop for, but that was why we were at Target as opposed to Walmart or Kohl's or wherever, was specifically that deal. And like we used to, I mean, it was fun. Like I like the chaos of Black Friday. I mean, I don't like not the version of it where people were killing each other for TVs. That's not what I liked, but just the
Yeah.
organized chaos version where it was a little lighter than it was, but not as, not as crazy. And it was fun, man. We went to Walmart at midnight. We went to Target at 1 in the morning. We did all that. Not a single thing this year. So you're right, Sheik. I mean, it's across the board. It's just not even a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I've literally only been in line one time. There was like the Zelda 3DS that I wanted, and Target had a deal where I was gonna buy an iPad anyway, and then Target had a deal like you got $100 gift card, so I bought the iPad and then I used the $100 gift card to purchase my DS. So I got it for $50, so I was
Nice.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be too. I would be too. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, the only
Oh,
time I've ever stood in line at Black Friday was for an Xbox One when it was new first released. Was the only time
nice.
I've stood in line.
Nice. Yeah, I stood in line, not Black Friday stuff, but I stood in line when they released the PlayStation 2. And actually, it was overnight at Target again, like literally from 1 in the morning or midnight on, and got it that next morning. My mom also did that. She bought one, and of the two of us, she was the smart one because I bought the PS2. One of the guys at my work offered me $1,000 for it. Of course, it was like $400 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
but still, I would have made huge profit on it, and I turned him down so that I could play it when really I could have just bought another one a month later. My mom sold hers on eBay and made like $900 off of it profit. I was like, dang, what the heck am I doing with my life here? So,
Oh yeah.
uh,
So I will say this: there's a possibility that somebody of the three of us purchased some launch systems and sold them for a profit as well.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Also, shout out to Gersan's Gaming. Click on his name and follow his channel on Twitch. Make sure you follow him on YouTube, especially if you like Funko unboxings and fun stuff like
Yeah.
that. Gersan is literally a legend in this game. So, well, let's talk about Blackman for just a moment. Not just Steve Blackman himself. I mean, that was neat. Like I will admit, when we announced Blackman, I was like, okay, Blackman, Black Friday, neat. I didn't have a special place in my heart for Steve Blackman or anything like that, so I was like, whatever. But once it's always based on what they can do, and what he can do, I would argue, has instituted either a new meta or at least a new phase in the meta. Because not only did we get Blackman, we got his coaching ability. So him as a fighter is, oh my gosh, his trainer entourage or his coach entourage ability is insane, and we got 200% gem damage straps. So literally, like we're all looking at Black Friday deals, and then all of a sudden the meta just moved forward on us. Talk to me about that, guys.
I don't. I'm kind of two minds about. I just want to talk about the training ability. I haven't watched a single preview video. I haven't even used Blackman yet, so I can't talk to him as a fighter. I have literally no
You'll like him.
experience. Um, I, the game is healing.
Oh,
Okay, the game is healing. At least in my eyes,
like it was broken and it is healing, or it's healing you inside your soul.
a little of both. I love unblockable damage setups.
Right?
But unblockable damage setups, the only way that you could really nerf them was through hype defense, right? So you got a
Yeah.
hype 2 going up against a hype 4. All of a sudden, all these unblockable setups don't work anymore because the hype defense actually stops it.
Hmm.
And in many cases, it would stop it in its tracks,
Okay.
depending on the hype differences and yada yada. Now that Blackman is in the game, those unblockable damage setups are no longer stopped in their tracks. You're right. They're actually going to be able to cut through hype defense significantly better, and now are back to being relevant and not completely in the trash can. So the game is healing um, itself by adding overpowered stuff.
Jeez. Okay.
Because I guarantee you, once I start digging into here, there are going to be some cards that get really bonkers really fast with Blackman added. I'm looking at stuff like Trickeria has a potential of getting significantly better. Um, my boy R Truth, Trickster R Truth, has a chance of
Yeah.
getting significantly better with his triple red move set. Um, there's a lot of stuff. There's somebody who has a countdown gem that when it pops does like 1.5 million damage, and it makes a lot of them. That's going to be spicy now. Like there's a
Hmm.
whole bunch of stuff out there that I just haven't had a chance to
Yeah.
zero in on that is going to
Hall
be
of Fame
significantly better.
JBL with his trap build does 100 million now. So
Oh, WCW Austin.
yeah.
I think when you break his traps, it does 1.15 million. Hang on. Yeah,
Jeez.
1.15 million. That's now
Wow.
2.3 million, and there's 36 of them.
Jeez.
So that's 60, 72 plus, what is it, 74, 76 million of unblockable if you break all of those gems. And by the way, his finisher breaks all of those gems. So, like,
Right?
cool. Um, it's going to be huge damage. Um,
Big damage, as our friend Sir Zoro says.
yeah, it's going to be big damage. So I'm excited to really dig into that. But that's the way I felt about it. Is the game is healing, and it's giving us some of those avenues of damage back. That is not
Nice.
just big chunky multiply gems on a board that you break by breaking the entire board with a primary or secondary color.
Nice. Nice. I don't disagree. And don't forget he also like his coaching ability could have just been that. They also gave 100% to all color move damage as a coach, which Gooker was the high water mark prior to that at 75%. But now you can use Gooker and Black if you have him and Blackman and get 175% plus 150 on your finisher for a trainer slot plus. So we keep flirting with making move damage relevant again, and certain posters get that, but I don't know, maybe precursor. I've said this before and I've been wrong every time, but maybe precursor to a move damage meta coming back into flux. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, but you see, that's what always happens. It's always like, so like gem damage is always the
Always
top
king.
thing to go.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes it happens like, oh, like, here's the super sub, and then the super sub gets beaten by the super bleed or whatever, and then move damage is crazy. But then what happens is as a meta shifts, it's like the move damage is always like the one that gets cut off at the
Right.
knees, and then kind of has to build its way back up. And like, oh no, we released this new character, and now they do like 4 million for move damage instead of one, which you thought was amazing.
Right.
But uh, so yeah, just to, I guess just to say, so I love Steve Blackman. Like, it's like, as a wrestler, I loved him in the Attitude Era, and if you remember, he's one of the people that I always mention whenever I complain about nostalgia shows, because I'm like, okay, look, I get, like, it's like everybody loves Hogan, Austin, Flair, blah blah blah. I was
Right.
like, there were other people in the Attitude Era, there were other people in the Hogan Era, and I always point out like Hardcore Holly, and who I would like in the game, by the way,
Nice.
and and Steve Blackman and others. So I was super stoked that they had that that he came out. And then yeah, it's just kind of like just anything I could say is a rehash of what you're saying of that. It's just I was like, whoa, this dude's awesome. So I mean, like I said, I'm just not gonna say this exact same things that you did, but
Right.
no, I think he's amazing. I wish I had gotten him, I didn't, but
Same.
who knows? I'll have a chance in the future, maybe.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I would assume he'll go to the UCC at some point. I was thinking about it this way. I was like, okay, last year was Uncle Howdy. And granted, I got, again, I had the streak going. Now I'm 4-1, which somebody put in the comments, even The Undertaker had to go 21-1 at some point. I was like, oh, thank you.
Well,
but
if you remember, I said if you didn't get it, that it would be Slim's fault. So
oh,
if
that's
you want to give him a,
right.
yeah. So it's 100% on Slim that you didn't hit your Black Friday streak.
Jeez. Slim, come on, man, come on. Make you an official
Um,
CC and then you curse me. What is going on with that?
Yeah,
I
the hand
think
that fed.
The hand that rocks the cradle is the one that reaches up from the grave. What, I don't know. That's a Dwight Schrute thing. Never mind. Yeah,
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do no. This is I didn't do a thing.
plausible
Don't you put
deniability.
this on me, Ricky Bobby?
Don't you put that movie? Oh my gosh! Yes. So Blackman, another character. So lots of things to talk about on here. I'll try and narrow them down here, but another character this year that was not in the game before. So for anybody who's complained over the years, oh, they give us 14 Seth Rollins is well, okay. Sure. Also, there are characters in this game that have literally not been in any WWE game for decades, and this year alone, we have gotten more new to the game characters than I think in any previous year that I can remember. Probably aside from launch, and maybe even above launch. Who knows? I don't know how many were originally in the game, but this has been a fantastic year for new to the game characters. And then Blackman himself as a fighter, like you would expect the Black Friday, the rare, the S plus tier, all that kind of stuff. But my goodness, those two builds. Like when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, he only makes multis of strength 2. Are we going back to like 2016 game or what's going on here? And then you realize, oh well, actually it's all low charge. You add Sherry, you add yeah. And then he actually throws out multi gems at least twice. Plus, if you have his plate, he throws out black gems twice, which is buff. So you're breaking the board 4 times. 2 of those are multi-gem breaks. 2 of them are complete black gem breaks. There's some overlap. It's his primary color. It's buff 200%. Oh yeah, so he hits for a bajillion damage. Good to know. Good to know. So he himself is a sign of a new meta. And then, like I say, we got the 200% straps. So I don't know about you, but I feel like the 200% straps came quick. Like it feels like I've just started getting where in my mind anything under 100% on a strap now has to go. I just don't even consider it usable anymore. And then I'm starting to get enough 150s that I'm like, oh, I finally got 150s on a lot of my good characters. And then all of a sudden the 200s are out. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh, it's all different again. So now I'm like, oh, maybe I don't even need the 100. Like the 100 straps are going to start to go out the window soon. I don't know. Like there's so much.
So for what it's worth, I've done the exact same thing. Like I went through every once in a while. I go through and I purge out a bunch of old belts and stuff. Uh, Definitely, yeah. If anything, like if I get anything under 100 now, I just or if it's not 100, I don't keep it. Period.
Right.
And then now it's like if it's not one of the 135% or 150%, I just get rid of it immediately because
Yeah.
I have 435 title slots or whatever, and I'm a hoarder, and I keep a bunch of these for just in case situation. And
Right.
yeah, a lot of them are junk now.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, to the move damage versus gem damage meta, notice they only release 200% on gem damage. Not move again, but gem damage. Slim, what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about this, which is an insane statement now that it has come out of my mouth. I'm thinking a lot about 200% gym damage straps. Is it really that impactful though?
Hmm.
Like,
Talk to me.
is it? So let's use what's the highest base gym stat in the game? Is it strikers with black gems at max level 390? I think it's something like
Yeah.
what is it, 72,000 and change? Ish. Let's just call it 72,000. The difference between a 150% strap and a 250% strap is 36,000. Multiply that by full board. That's 1.7 million.
Okay.
1.76 million that's added just going from a 150 strap to a 200% strap. That damage is not affected by anything other than multiplied gems, activated move buffs. So put that on an X5, right? Or an X8. An X8, that's an extra 14 million damage. So now we're starting to, if we break an entire board full of X8s, it's not that big of a number that is really being changed by having a 200%er versus a 150. It would make sense in boss battle. It's going to make sense in Titan. I don't think it really makes sense in feud or showdown, though. Like, it's not going to be a game changer on your top end cards by any means.
Okay.
Seth Rollins with tier 5 medals and 100% gem strap, you have two different move sets that will do 125 million damage relatively easily. Like, does it need to be 135 million damage? Probably not. So, I think it's more of instead of an in-game, more a small amount of power creep.
Okay.
They're raising the ceiling just a little bit until we get comfortable with it. Because at one point in time, 150 was the bee's knees, right?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, I got 150% gem strap. Let's go. And now we are kind of like, me. If it's not 130, 150, who cares?
Right.
Now we've raised the ceiling a little bit more for FOMO and desire. Like, gotta have two. Do we really? I don't know.
I just think you're jealous because you didn't get one, and that's the reason why you're bad mouthing them.
Man, Sheikah thought we was cool, but we're not cool anymore. We're not cool anymore. It's official. We're not cool anymore. I got 3, thank you very much. I got a Reality Era Striker, I got a Ruthless Aggression Trickster, and I've got PG Era Acros. So, meh.
I also
They're all
got,
100% usable straps.
I also got 3, and one of them was a new gen striker, and I don't have Cody Jones, so I'm like, great, Liv Wildcat is now my top strapped. And then I ended up, I did get a good one. I got a modern era striker, so double strikers, but that one went to OTC. And then I went to the well one more time and ended up getting a 200% reality era powerhouse, which means Rusev. Powerhouse Rusev has a 200% strap on him. Ooh, watch out for him in feud.
It's Rusev Day, evidently.
It is Rusev Day. Oh, geez. Mule says a faction friend got Tech PG era. Woof. Buzz your girlfriend. Woof.
Ooh, no, man. Tech Gold Dust. Tech Gold Dust gets a 200% strap. Let's go.
I've got a 150 on Tech Gold Dust.
Hey, you want to know something? I actually know the exact last time that I used Tech Goldust and why.
Ooh.
That's amazing. Tell the story.
Yeah. Remember the sub glitch?
Like in Titan or in...
No, the sub glitch in the game with Striker Ric Flair.
No.
Okay, so what's the maximum amount of or what's the minimum amount of sub turns that there are?
Minimum, typically 2. You can reduce it into 1 if you use a trainer.
What down? One, right? So Ric Flair, lowers your submission by 2, correct?
Right.
So if you had a 1-turn submission or a 2-turn submission, if you put Striker Ric Flair on there, it was an infinite until they broke the gem. So since Goldust had or was it Striker, whichever one it is, yeah, you could, as long as you like put it in the corner and then the board didn't shuffle around, you could infinitely, it's like, that's why a lot of people took Nia Jax up, and then they got mad that they poured resources into her,
and they fixed
because she did the infinite sub glitch.
I did not know about this. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, bring that back.
I know, right? Infinite sub.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
We'll talk about changing the meta. That'll change the meta real quick. Bring that back.
Oh yeah, that got patched up a long time ago.
As it should have. Yeah. Well, Slim, you bring up a good point though, because if you really think about it, the difference between a 150 strap and a 200 strap is the same as having one of the plates that adds like 50% for 1 turn. But at the same time, it is that creep. It is that power creep that moves things forward. Yeah, and again, his coaching ability just made so many people like, wow, which it should. Black Friday last year, we had an amazing coaching ability. 2 years ago, I wasn't super big on Fatu or Samu's training ability or coaching abilities. I was, they were fine. They were fine. I'm just gonna start saying Entourage because I mix them up in the middle of which one is which. And then I had, until we did these rewind tours, which shout out to Scopely for doing Black Friday rewind tours. Those were really fun, really unexpected. I had completely forgotten Brock and Cena were Black Friday characters. I was just so used to them being in the game that I completely forgot how we got them. And so yeah. But I will say, and G's in here, and I messaged him in our chats, the super secret chats of CC Land of like, are we gonna get a Knoxville tour? And he was just like, no. I was like, oh come on, break my heart. Oh well, it is what it is. So are we saying then that maybe the meta hasn't moved as drastically as I thought it did, and it's just a little power creep, or is this really kind of like the midpoint meta shift that I thought it was?
Well, I think as far as like the character and training ability goes, definitely. But yeah, like 200, like I said, 150 over 200%, it's like nothing. I mean, now if it was a 300% or something like that, then I would
Yeah, we got
I would say it's
about.
meta changing, but not such a, like, I understand that over time, and as like as Slim was saying, like, if you do this, and this, then it is. But how many people is that legitimately going to apply to, at least at this point in time?
Sure. Well, and that makes sense. It does, and maybe, who knows? We'll see. Like we talked about Seth Leonardo and him being unavailable. We did just see Armor King, who was like the free to play like get of the month. Still, maybe we'll see in a month or 5. We'll see Armor King 2 or a version like that does. +4 to all multi as a coach, and it's a free to play character. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But who knows? Who knows what we'll see next? Although, for those following in the chat, G did drop a little like hint, spoiler kind of thing. And if you notice, speaking of Black Friday deals, did anybody that buy the "what's that buzzing noise" offer? The $400 offer, because I am curious to know, like PG as possible, what in the heck was in that bag, other than the hint of maybe a hint towards this weekend's possible new character. I don't know. No inside information on this, purely speculation based on that one offer that maybe we're getting somebody who has a gimmick tied around those things.
But jumping Jim Brunzell, the Killer Bees, finally in the game, yeah!
Yay! The Killer Bees. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Chuck Rick says it was just items from the prize walls. Oh, okay, fair.
No, I don't know anybody who bought it. Like even like there's somebody, and I don't want to. I don't want to say his name. Just
you don't have to out anybody. It's fine.
Just in case he doesn't want to be like named. I do have a super whale, in our faction. I don't know if he bought it, but he didn't say he did, so gotcha. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so Gerson said it was the same bag as the one in the game, but all 3 items instead of a chance at some of them. So there you go. I mean, that's good. But does this mean we know who potentially is coming to Champions next? And if so, what are your thoughts on adding an Attitude Era Pawn Star? He was definitely one of the Pawn Stars.
Out.
You're out? You have thoughts. Yeah. You have thoughts.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about him. I would not be. That would be the first inclusion of a superstar that would really, really sour me. So yeah, I do not want that character.
Okay.
Full stop. It's not because of his character in WWE. I will make the delineation. His character in the WWE during the Attitude Era made sense. It was in line with the rest of the, but I really wasn't that big of a fan of the character back then.
Yeah.
And the person that he has become through his post WWE career is not an individual that I think should be getting any sort of accolades in the year. So I'm out. I'm out completely on that guy.
Gotcha. Maybe it was just a reference to him based on the Attitude Era connection with Blackman. Who knows?
There was a storyline involving that very thing, according to my chat last night. I didn't know too awful much about it. Mid-match something or other, where Steve Blackman's kendo sticks got replaced with something else, and
Gotcha.
hopefully it was just a reference to that one particular little storyline, and not an indicator of what's coming in game.
Gotcha. Well, again, if you're in the chat, G's dropping spoilers. The spoiler in me, because I legit thought, oh, okay, well, that's just a straight up clue to this next weekend. So if not, then that means we're still getting potentially somebody new, never before in game pretty soon that we're not talking about. So there we go. Who knows? Maybe everybody's Black Friday dreams. Like, I mean, the most common one I got on my stuff was, we're getting AJ Lee for Black Friday. Of course we're getting AJ Lee for Black Friday. So who knows? Maybe we'll get here soon. But if nothing else, we know for a fact, based on the Summer of Champions that became the Winter of Champions voting, that we're still going to have, within the next 2 months, we're still going to have a good number of never before in the game characters coming to the rosters near you. So again, my contention is this was the best year for never before. I mean, just getting Demolition in the game alone was oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I wish King Kong Bundy had never happened, and the fact that they keep requiring them for tours, that makes me sad inside. You see this heart right here?
Snap. King Kong Bundy was a great ad as a character. It just turned out that the in-game was not.
Oh yeah. I loved him in Married with Children.
Oh yeah.
Not in the game though.
Right. Yeah, but it opens up
what?
for.
Wait. Hold on. We're not going to zoom right past the Married with Children. You're going to have to, because that one hit me in the forehead. I don't remember him being in Married with Children. What am I missing there?
Okay, so he actually appeared both as a character. I mean, like as a, he was, he appeared as one of the uncle of Bud and Kelly's uncle, and then he also appeared as himself, and Bud wrestled him in a bee costume. So, yeah, there you go. There's the buzzing reference right there for you. Maybe that's a super deep cut, and we're getting another King Kong Bundy.
Hey, if we can get an S tier King Kong, it'll reverse the taste I have for the one. But yeah, and speaking Married with Children, speaking of shows that are having a surprising renaissance lately, because I've heard more talk about Married with Children in the last month than I had in 5 years. But of course, that the Bundys were named after King Kong Bundy. That was their naming culture for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then Topanga, I don't remember what her real name is, but she was at the wrestling shows this weekend wearing a Vader shirt for her, storyline where she was, involved, with a battle with Vader in the Boy Meets World show. So it's all coming full circle. Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It's like Danielle Fisher or Fishnell or something like that. And it was, they were... Corey had to help a wrestling event on the same night as Topanga's birthday, so he has to be in 2 places at the same time. Classic sitcom trope.
Wow. Okay. Well, the only other thing that I had on our agenda, if you guys have something else, let me know on it. But I want to kind of start the conversation, maybe a little behind the scenes chatter for what we'll do in later December to maybe January of the best and worst posters of 2026. And it sounds like we've already got some conversation going around King Kong Bundy as on the not so great list. Great add to the game in terms of the character himself, but not as the fighter. So, what do you guys think? Like, if you're kind of putting some early dollars on it, do you think Blackman goes on the best of list at this point? I know we've only had him in game for a minute, but is Blackman a lock for best of 2026, 2025? Sorry.
It's got to be top 5 at least,
Yeah.
just for entourage ability alone.
Gotcha. Top 5 just for entourage ability alone.
Just for entourage ability alone, I think he's a top 5 ad. But that's going to create an interesting discussion because you have the Hall of Fame cycle, which I also think is one of the strongest in the game.
Right.
And then you have Armor King.
Okay.
It's insane that we got three technically, absolutely broken entourage. Not broken, that's the wrong word. Let's normalize this, guys. I'm
New
talking
meta.
to myself here.
New
But
meta.
we have 3 absolutely A tier entourage abilities that were released this month alone in Hall of Fame McCool, Armor King, and Steve Blackman. And it's those 3 entourage abilities. I'm looking at the list of everybody released this year are stronger than just about anybody else on the list. The Hall of Fame cycle, Armor King and Steve Blackman are more impactful than just about everybody else from an entourage perspective alone. And I think there's got to be a conversation about that when you are talking about top 5 best or top 10 best or top 7, probably a top 7. I am bad at branding.
Oh, who
Yeah,
knows?
you kept
We don't have to stick with
5. I
sevens.
was like, dude, it's 7.
We're doing
It's got to be
7.
7. It's got to be top 7 of the year. So he's in the top 5. So even if we bump him down, he's still locked for top 7 in terms of Blackman. And I'd agree with everything you just said there. The trainer abilities alone, so we have not done and probably will not do for some time again the power ratings, but the most controversial aspect of the power ratings when Rusty and I were doing them every single week on the channel, the Scopely channel, was the entourage ability. Like, some people argued, no, you shouldn't even consider entourage ability as a part of whether or not a character is good. And Rusty's argument from the very beginning, because he masterminded the system initially before Tubob and BDC got a hold of it, and I kind of added some touches, was no, entourage, like, that can make or break a character. You could have a character that is, like a King Kong Bundy level of, I really don't want him on my roster, but he has Armor King's entourage ability, and suddenly he's like, well, that's the most important character that came out this year. Done, So I would argue that your training, your coaching abilities, your promoter abilities, if they release another cycle of IOW for Titan Takeover at any point, those are probably more important than can the person fight. Because you look back, we just did the Black Friday tours, right? Nobody's going, oh yeah, man, I still use that Texina, not the other Texina. That one you'll be using for years. But the veteran salute Cena as my absolute top guy on my roster because he was the Black Friday deal and he was blah blah blah. Knoxville, again, I've joked, but I have Knoxville. He's almost unusable at this point in terms of a fighter. Like, he can go, but he's not going to win in a light year at this point. Whereas your Armor King ability, like, we're going to be. I mean, think about 7 years later, people were still clamoring for NWO Perfect. And now Armor King takes that slot. So Armor King is going to be relevant for 7 years, maybe, or at least a few years where, maybe Blackman's day in the sun will fade after a couple years. Who knows? Anybody else on your early lists of these guys are probably in contention for best or worst in your mind?
Jesse the Body on worst. I'm looking at him, kind of looking at him right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would say that he gets a spot probably.
uh, there's only like some of these here. Like I'm gonna have to like really think about. As far as worst goes, those are the two that definitely come to mind.
See, my knee jerk reaction is Alistair Black,
Ooh,
simply because he was the A tier and not very good. Although arguably Rusev is even worse than Alistair Black.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But you know what my favorite part of the Alistair Black month was? Remember when there was the vote on who to revamp and everybody kept voting for Alistair Black? That made me laugh so hard.
The new Alistair Black, not the
Yeah.
zombie one we did get, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no, yeah. They're like who do you think needs a revamp in the game? And then people are like, the Alistair Black that came out this month.
A brand new card. Yeah,
yeah.
let's can we rework that one, please?
I mean, he is a Titan machine, but outside of Titan mode, not even considering using it, which is sad because I was so hyped up for Aleister Black to come back. It's a gimmick I've loved in WWE. I love him and Rusev. I was so glad they came back. Like definite, mid carders unless they really do something with them again. But like those are the type mid carders that I remember. Like you look back on old generations of WWE, and there's certain mid carders that you even care about more than your Hogans and Austins. Like Sheik was saying, and these guys are ones that I think I'm gonna look back on and be like, yeah, John Cena came back for the 400th time. Give me Aleister Black. Like, come on,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. John from Toxic Mafia says Becky A tier and Ray Phoenix for the best. Yes, Becky A tier is one of the best showboat females in the game. A couple different move sets for her, and yeah. And then Ray Phoenix, I I didn't sing his praises enough when he came out. In the preview videos, I was like, "Yeah, he's fine." And since then, now that I've had him on my roster and played with 3 or 4 different move sets, and now that I've got a snowfall plate on him, and etc. And I know we've only got a couple minutes left here,
yeah.
but I did want to kind of segue into what about the dang plates we got this year? Like we've talked about characters, but we got a cycle of 500% damage plates, with the exception of the reinforce and botch. 500%. Like we were talking about how 50% doesn't change much. 500% definitely changes some characters, and we got a boatload of them this year. Thoughts on that? And do we take into account when we're talking best characters? Do we take into account things like the Snowfall 500 or the Yeet or etc.? Because that, like Jey Uso by himself, fine. Jey Uso plus Devil's Yeet, incredible. Like that's a conversation we got to have too.
Yeah, so I do agree with you on that, and uh, that's one of the things I've always argued. But whether there was, it's like the power ratings, anything. People are like, "Oh, who's the best in the game?" And I'm like, "Well, what's your definition of best?" It's like
Right.
the sub, this, the that. But then I also point out to him, I was like, "Look, the best characters require the right entourage, gear if applicable, plates if applicable, the right belt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." And one of the things that I always pointed out to people whenever they ask that question is, oh, it's like, look at the steel cage matches when you can't use your moments, when you can't use your plates. Oh, that person that hits 700 billion, yeah, when they're like when they're only doing 12 million or it's like or 6, they're not really that great anymore, are they? And I just, like I always factor that into account whenever I think of a character being good or great or anything like that. Is what if you strip them of everything? What can they do? And if they
Right.
can still do like 100 million damage with nothing, then I think they're amazing. But if you have to have like $1,000 plate and the $500 gear and the super rare this and that, then I really don't think they're. I mean, like, yeah, sure, they're great, but I don't think that they're necessarily the best whenever I can do just as much or close to damage with somebody with, relatively more common or less rare, things needed to do that.
Right. It's like the Tiffy time effect. When Tiffy first came out, I was very meh on her, and then they kept adding things and kept adding things, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, she's literally unstoppable at this point. The more they add to her, like she is the Godzilla of this. I used to call her the Megazord or the whatever. She's like graduated to Godzilla level, where she is just the king of the monsters at this point. So, Slim, you were to
Yeah,
say something?
Sheik's absolutely right. Once you strip away all the accoutrement from a card, that's when you really start figuring out who's good and who's bad. And just maybe some foreshadowing, or maybe just straight up spoilers. In my votes for best of 2025, you're going to see at least 3 cards that you can run without medals.
Hmm.
And 1 card you can run. Sorry, plates. Plates. At least 2 cards you can run without plates, and 1 card you can run without a strap,
Hmm.
and still win well. And that's Hip Hop Cena, Mommy, and Hornswoggle.
Yep.
Hornswoggle is triple blue, and you just go.
Yep.
No damage that he does. Oh, I wonder if it's affected by Blackman.
I know. I was actually thinking about that as you said that. I was like, "Ooh, Swoggle plus Blackman."
Ooh, all right. Anyway, but Swoggle might be a turn 2 in certain situations, depending on how it breaks the board. But you literally have an HP strap on him, because
Right.
I think it's get the shortest character in the game and then boost his HP pool up to 100 million.
100%. Oh, it's
But
hilarious.
because I don't need a strap there, so it's just like,
Yep.
all right, I don't need it, so I'll just throw the HP on. Cena's the same way. Mommy's the same way. Those are 3 characters that need a whole lot of stuff to do a significant amount of damage. Where you look at somebody like, who did I just mess around with? It took a lot of stuff. Like Xavier Woods, for instance. He doesn't take a lot of stuff, but
Mhm.
until I got a Rainbow Flurry plate, I wasn't extremely happy with him. Now that I've
Right.
got it, I'm like, oh, this guy's great. But it took a plate that is
Right.
not the easiest in the game to get.
Yeah, not at least without some spend for sure. And
Sure.
that is okay. So last things we got to go here. So when we get we're next month, at the earliest to first of January at the latest, we're gonna do our top 7, our bottom 7. Do we want to come together on agreed upon pool of 7 characters, or do we each bring our 7 to the table, and we'll do like Rusty and I used to do, like, all right, here's my number 7, here's Sheik's number 7, and then kind of compare, because I think that could be interesting too, to see where we land on some, because my number 7 might be one of your guys' number 2 or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then it has been decided and it shall be so. All right. Sweet. Well, unfortunately, I am on a work day, and unlike the other day where I streamed for 5 freaking hours on accident, I can't do that today. So before we go, make sure that you just send all the love to Slim Numbers and Iron Sheik, plus Gerson Gaming in the chat. And Sheik, go ahead, give it to us.
Yeah. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch, Iron Sheik 84, Champions Chat at Champions Chat Podcast, and Slim Numbers on the YouTubes, on the Twitch, and all the places that you can find us on social media. As always, appreciate y'all watching, and have a wonderful, blessed day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.